Welcome back, guys. Murphy back for round 2 with blue-red Prowess, and we won the dice roll, which is sweet. And we'll keep this hand. Unfortunately, most of our lands come in tapped, but we do have quite a lot going on. So it's going to go Wandering Funeral first and pass the turn. I think this hand was pretty close to a mulligan, but it has Storm Chaser Mage and a bunch of draw cards, so I think it's fine to keep. And I'm just going to go Storm Chaser Mage here. And get in for 1. So hopefully our opponent can play something that we can kill with a Braid, which would be nice for us. And then we can play a tap land as well. They're going to lead off with another tap land, which is really slow for our opponent. And they're just going to traverse, sure, for a forest. So I guess we play the... I guess we could have played Crash through first. Yeah, we're just going to play it now. I should have played that first actually, but before we played the tap land, but can't be helped. Not anymore at least. And we'll play the Soul Scar Mage and get him for 2. I think that maybe this deck could play Thing in the Ice as well. I really like Thing in the Ice as it's in standard currently. I just think it'd be a really nice addition to the deck, but obviously I haven't tested that card yet, so I can't really say. It's going to Liliana onto one of our creatures. It's -2/-1, so it won't actually kill either of our creatures, which is good. Just going to lead off with Crash through, pumps all our guys, and draws a card. Fevered Visions, sure. Play the tap land. So we can go Incendiary Flow, target our opponent, redirect to Liliana, and then attack with Storm Chaser Mage there and hit our opponent for 3. Which is what I think we want to do. So this will redirect, triggering Prowess again, which means our Storm Chaser Mage will have 1 power, so that equals 4. Yes. Alright. So kill Liliana and attack our opponent. Our opponent's had a very slow start, which means Fevered Vision should be very good in this matchup. And a Braid can kill things like Noxious Gearhulk and any other... Can't think what other artifacts they play, but they do play quite a few artifacts, so the Abrade Destroy Target artifact should be pretty relevant here. They've only got 3 card types. I can't think how they could get an extra one very quickly. So they don't have instant. What I'm worried about is if we go Shock here, they go instant response, Fatal Push, then it becomes a 4/4, which is obviously not ideal for us. So I think we're just going to Shock before we Fevered Visions, just to find out, see if our opponent has anything. If they do, we can just Abrade it to kill it. Okay, they don't have anything, so let's just go Fevered Visions. Trigger. We're going to do this main phase just to trigger the Prowesses. We also could have used a Braid instead of Shock, because Shock goes face, but I think a Braid is more valuable if they have like any artifacts that we need to get rid of. Okay, so they should have actually done Fatal Push in response to get the Grim Flare for Delirium, but they chose not to. So yeah, we're so far ahead at this point because they're only on 9 and they're drawing so many cards from Fevered Visions and things like that. This is going to take so much damage. I think we should be fairly close to winning this game already. And no, we're just going to go face at this point. So play the island, play the mage, play the Riddle Form, trigger the Prowesses, and so trigger both Prowesses. There's no reason to activate the Riddle Form because it has Summoning Sickness. And we're just going to go for our opponent's face at this point. They're so close to dying, especially with the fevered visions, and we're ahead on board, that I think it's worth it. And I'm also going to put a stop on upkeep, so during our upkeep before we draw, we can use Riddle Form to draw extra cards, or to scry away bad cards. And we only want it during our turn. Our opponent's got 5 cards in hand at this point, so Fevered Vision is pretty much guaranteed to deal them damage. So as long as our opponent can't cast something like a Noxious Gearhulk and gain lots of life, then we should be okay. Okay, Abrade just completely gets rid of the Gearhulk here, which is fine. Yeah, I think we just have this game now. It's very difficult for the green-black deck to keep up because they're just so like value-based and we're so aggressive. They shouldn't be able to do too much. And as I said, we're not even going to worry about Liliana, and we don't really need to scry here, I don't think. No, we're just going to draw. Okay, our opponent just ended the game by conceding, and we would have drawn into Unsummon. Yeah, so we could have just went Abrade, killed the Gearhulk, unsummon the token, attack for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sweet. On to sideboarding. So, I'm not really sure what we want in this matchup. I think we want Refuse to Cooperate just because they have lots of big spells, and using Refuse to Cooperate on like a Gearhulk is dealing like 5 damage to our opponent is nice. And Copy an Instant or Sorcery is fine. I think cards that are bad are... I don't like Insult to Injury just because it requires you to have a creature. For the first half at least, and then like if they just kill it, then we've lost so much mana, then I'm just not really wanting to do that. Can bring in Negate for their Planeswalkers, and I don't really think we want Browse Expertise. I think we'd rather Unsummon. Unsummon is better because it can bounce like their Grimflayers, and we want to keep their Grimflayers off the board so they can't like draw the extra, or sorry, activate the trigger so they can like activate Delirium and things. So I think we want to be more mana efficient, go super low to the ground. Magma Spray is fine, like it kills a lot of the early game creatures, which is nice. Like I said, we do need to make sure their Grimflare doesn't do too much, but besides that, I don't think we need to bring in too much additional removal. So I think we just want the negates and the refuse, and then we can cut like, maybe we just cut shock. It's very mana efficient though, which is really nice. It kills all the zombie tokens. Maybe we don't want to make our deck too clunky with bringing in the 2 more larger spells, or more costing spells. So maybe we just want like 1 negate and 1 refuse. Yeah, we'll just try 1 of each. I don't want to overboard, and this deck does rely on having like a very streamlined mana curve. So here we can go tapped land into Stormchaser Mage, so that seems fine. I also got Fevered Visions, which I'm pretty sure is the best card in this matchup. Our opponent's going to lead off with Traverse to probably get a Swamp. Yep. And we drew, I think, one of the best draws we could have got. We're just going to lead off with Ephemeral and Pass, and I'm going to take off the trigger on our upkeep. Or the stop on our upkeep, sorry. Winding Constrictor, sure. So we're just going to go Mountain into Storm. And we drew the Canal, which means that we can actually play these on curve, which is really nice because we have the lake in hand, which would have meant we'd have to play off curve. We could choose to stay on defense, but I'm pretty sure we just want to get the damage, and there's no reason for us to play slowly. Like if they kill our creature, then we've just missed out on the damage, and yeah, we just don't want to be doing that. They can hit us for 2, that's fine. They've kept 3 mana up, which is strange. So I'm just going to assume they have removal spells, which means I think we just want to play Fevered Visions anyway. So we'll go to the canal. And apparently I can't tap my mana correctly. There we go. Yeah, I think we just want to get all the Fevered Visions down as quickly as possible and just play like every spell we have that can just go face to just go face, and we should be able to erase our opponents fairly easily. Tireless Tracker is fine, we can just shock that. I think this is actually one of our best matchups just because we're so much more mana efficient at dealing damage than our opponent. They can go late game much better than us, but I don't think that matters. So I think what we're going to do here is play the Riddle Form and a Shock. So that if we are going to do that, then we want to play the Highland Lake, or we can play like Island, play double Storm Chaser Mage. Oh, sorry, Storm Chaser Mage and Riddle Form or something, or we could go Fevered Visions and Shock. But I think we want to get the Riddle Form down. Actually, no, I think we want to get the Visions down because that works well for us as well. So, yeah, we'll play the Island. Let's go another Fevered Visions. Triggers Prowess. And we'll shock the Tireless Tracker. Ah. That's pretty bad for us. Well, we're going to get in the 3 and try and kill our opponent as quickly as possible. The Incendiary Flow was nice for us. So this makes me wish that I actually played the Riddle Form because it's going to get more damage in over time. So the difference is Riddle Form does 1 more damage than the Fevered Visions, but the Fevered Visions is guaranteed damage because our opponent isn't going to be able to get Hellbent, whereas they could have a removal spell for the Riddle Form. And also the Fevered Visions draws us more cards, which means we can draw more burn spells to kill our opponent quicker. So depending on if we think that the drawing extra cards and being able to draw burn spells is quicker than the Riddle Form, then it's probably better to play that. It's pretty close, I think, though. They're gonna attack us. If they crack a clue, then we're gonna get they're gonna put 2 counters on the tracker, so we're gonna take 7 here. Okay, so our opponent's down to 8. We can get him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think what we want to do is just play 2 Storm Chaser Mages and just block as much as possible. Because we only need to, for our opponent to not be able to kill us next turn. They'll take a bunch of damage and then untap and then just burn them to the face. So I think what we want to do is just play a bunch of Storm Chaser Mages and block. The other option was to just go Crash Through without playing the Storm Chaser. Sorry, if we just went Crash Through now, then drew into something like a Shock, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we could actually Crash Through into Shock, which would kill our opponent. Unfortunately, if we did that, we shouldn't have played a land yet. In case we drew an untapped land, then we could have went untapped land. We could Crash Through into untapped land into Storm Chaser Mage, which would have done the same thing. So I can go Crash Through and hope to draw Shock, or we can just play another Storm Chaser Mage and hope to survive another turn. They only have 2 black sources currently. They'll probably have another one because they're drawing so many cards. So then they could go like Fatal Push, Fatal Push. Fairly unlikely to die next turn, so yeah, we're just going to play another Storm Chaser Mage. And we should, assuming we can survive this turn, then we should just win. But what I should have actually done was crash through, and we could have won this turn, which is a silly mistake to make. Yeah, next time we should be able to put this game away fairly easily. Transgress does nothing to us really. They take Chandra obviously, but like we just didn't care about that anyway. There was a couple of turns ago where playing the Eroded form probably was better actually than the Fevered Visions, but I mean we're at this point now, so unfortunately we can't change anything, but it might have just been better to play that. If they just sack everything, then we're just gonna block that, take 4. How do we die if we take 4? If they have like 2 more Blossoming Defenses, then we die. So block like that. Can't see any other way we could die. This way we take 2, then if they play Walking Ballista for 2, 3, 4, ping us for 4, so we'll still be on 2. Yeah, so if we don't block this, then we die to Walking Ballista, so we have to block here. And I'm not gonna block with this Storm Chase Mage, but I guess we could. Okay. So that should just be game, I think. Because they're going to take 4 from this, and then we just got untap, Incendiary Flow, and Storm Chase Mage should be able to get in. If not, I'm sure we will draw something. Target opponent exiles a creature he or she controls. Okay. Our opponent takes 4, down to 4, and then we can just Incendiary Flow and Shock. Sweet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just like a really, really easy matchup. Obviously it didn't look that easy that game, but we had a very clunky draw with double Fevered Visions, which again I still think is a very good draw, but it's just a little bit slower, so it looks a lot closer. So yeah, thanks for watching, and on to the next round. Peace.